Truth is, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Don't blink, because this is probably going to be the fastest Q&A you have ever seen in your entire life. I'm going to be answering questions that you gave me. I posted a little thing on the community tab on maybe Saturday or something like that this past week, and a ton of you asked questions, and so I'm going to answer them. Here we go. David C., what's your bucket list overseas trail or location? Great question. Probably would love to go to Patagonia. Ryan Ormiston, have you ever been hiking? I hate you, Ryan. Parker Sutton, best distance for an overnight trip for a beginner backpacker. That would be just like literally your backyard. Your first trip should be in your backyard, because then you can actually test gear. If you don't have a backyard, I don't know what to tell you. Then just go like no more than like a quarter of a mile in somewhere. Adventures with Dad, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a concern are bears when backpacking and hiking in bear-ish areas? Is there such thing as bear-ish areas? It's either bears or not bears. Had a harrowing experience as a kid in Kings Canyon. Also, how much of a difference does a good sleep pad make for an oldie but goodie hiker? That's a nice way of putting that. I swore I'd never tent camp after using a $10 foam pad from a retail store. Thank you. Bears, I'm just going to tell you my experience with bears. I have only seen one bear ever out in the backcountry, and it was actually with Emmett recently in Texas. We saw him at the visitor center, and there was like literally old ladies taking pictures of it. So I've heard them. But yes, if you're ever in bear country, always be smart. Carry bear spray. Some people like to carry a firearm. But yeah, absolutely be vigilant in that. And then how much of a difference does a good sleeping pad make for an oldie but goodie hiker? I think you already know the answer to that a lot. Or what's your wife's favorite sleeping pad? She's only gone backpacking with me twice, and she used the Nemo Tensor, and she liked it. Have you ever done a backcountry hunting trip before? No, I've never hunted ever in my entire life. But this last backpacking trip that me and Emmett just went on to Boulder Mountain in Utah, we did a ton of fishing. That video is actually coming out very soon. Jimmy J., would you do a challenge hike with other YouTubers to use old school gear on a hike? Maybe something similar to other videos where you pick gear for each other? Maybe. When loaded up 25 plus pounds, how should your backpack feel when it fits properly? Where should you ideally feel the weight? Ryan, doesn't really matter how heavy your backpack is. Your backpack should be having the weight on your hips, though, so it should be distributing the weight from your shoulders to your hips. You know, why don't we go to some live phone-in questions, huh? What do you think? Let's do it. Yeah, well, we'll put the number up on the screen. It's 1-800-Dan-Becker Rules Forever. Go ahead and call now, and we'll take a question. Oh, it's our first caller. Hey, Dan Becker here. You're live on the Q&A.
Hey, Dan, Bobby here. Big fan of the channel. I was wondering, what is the best place online to find great backpacking deals and get help from experienced hikers?
Great question, Bobby, and it's a great segue into our sponsor, Backcountry. Bobby asked, what's the best place to get gear? I actually do get all my gear from Backcountry.com, at least as much as I possibly can. Backcountry is one of the best places because they have what are called gearheads. Gearheads are former Olympians, former athletes, and former trail guys. They actually know their stuff and can help you answer critical questions about backpacking gear, even help you decide exactly what to buy no matter what type of trip you're going on. They also gave me a coupon code. It's Becker15. Where you can get 15% off of your first order. Some exclusions do apply. So make sure you head over to backcountry.com where you can see all the gear for all of your backpacking trips. Click the link in the description below and check it out, and hopefully it'll save you a couple bucks. If you only had one company to use, who would it be? Oh, man. That's a loaded question, dude. That's like literally the most loaded question ever. Because it's one company. Right, like they've got to have everything. They've got to have enough gear to work a backpacking trip. They got to sell backpacks. They got to sell sleep systems. They got to sell shelters, and they got to sell odds and ends. So Big Agnes is out because their backpack is the worst backpack in human history. Don't buy it. Fired. They make great tents though, like some of the best, probably the best. Although I love Nemo too. Nemo makes great tents. The truth is, I would probably go with Outdoor Vitals, actually, because they make everything. They make sleep systems, backpacks and tents. They're not the best at everything, but all things considered, they make really good gear. Some of the best quilts I've ever used. Their backpack is great. And they just came out with a new tent that I tried this past week called the 40th trekking pole tent. It's actually a pretty decent tent. And they have a bunch of odds and ends, including clothes. So that's a super loaded question. And the only reason I say Outdoor Vitals is because of all those reasons. And I think Outdoor Vitals is amazing, but I still would want to use stuff from other Can I just possibly use stuff? I just like gear. I like gear. Please don't take away my gear. This is really stressful. This is a very stressful question because I love gear. And if you take away my gear, you take away my heart, who I am. It would probably be Outdoor Vitals, honestly. If I had one. Do I recommend that, though? Would I recommend it? I mean, maybe. They make great gear. But I wouldn't put out the other gear companies either because there's a lot of good stuff out there. How much camera equipment does Emmett carry, and how much does it all weigh? I think Emmett should probably answer that question.
What's up, everyone? Avery, I typically bring a camera body, a couple lenses, a mic, a tripod, a bunch of extra batteries, a battery bank. This last trip we brought a drone finally, so that'll be cool. Watch out for the drone footage on the next video. That's pretty much it. But yeah, in terms of weight, I'm not exactly sure because it varies from trip to trip, but it's definitely a lot.
Joseph Wagner, what is a good way to introduce your friends to backpacking even though you might not have enough loaner gear? Oh, okay. When I first started backpacking, that was probably the worst experience ever, was trying to find people to go backpacking with me. Nobody wanted to go backpacking with me, and the only way I did get them to go backpacking with me was if I bought enough gear to get them to go backpacking. So, man, that's tough. I don't know. Maybe just you should have them watch Dan Becker videos. Eddie, I really enjoy the hikes with you and Eric Hansen. With that said, what about a Q&A or live stream with the two of you? Keep up the great work. Appreciate it always. I'm actually talking to Eric right now, like literally coincidentally, about going on another backpacking trip. Maybe we'll do a Q&A. That'd be kind of fun. I would love a breakdown video of like 3-day pack list or 5 to 7 day. John, I've got lots of videos on my channel that have pack lists that all you really need to do is swap out the food, water, and fuel. The rest pretty much stays the same no matter how long you're going for. What is the type of gear you should spend more money on versus what can you get away with buying less top of the line? If I'm going to spend money anywhere, it's going to be on my backpack, it's going to be on my sleep system, and it's going to be on my shelter. But you can also find cheap versions of that. I've got videos on that. No internet dinosaurs game. What? That is...
Have you ever played that?
No.
It's like when your internet goes out on Google, it's like a little game where you like make the dinosaur hop over cactus and stuff. Future Emmett cut to footage of that game.
I had no idea. That's amazing. We should just cut the power right now. Do you cringe when making your thumbnails? No hate. Some are just ridiculous. Okay. Yes, I know my thumbnails are ridiculous. Do you think I don't know that? Like, seriously, I'm not in a, like, I don't lock myself in a room away from people. Yes, I do know that. But my analytics show me that you still click. So they're staying. They're staying. They're staying. They're not leaving. Matter of fact, they're going to get more ridiculous. Get this screenshot. Carlo sucks. Carlo sucks? Carlo sucks. Carlos, you don't suck. Stop saying that about yourself. You don't. Okay? How young is too young for backcountry camping? On a similar note, how far is too far? I don't think too young is ever too young. I took my kids when they were real young. And how far is too far? That depends on you and your ability to hike. Are you a Wisconsinite? If so, what is your opinion of Michigan and Illinois people? Yes, I'm a Wisconsinite, and I don't want to talk about it. Space Master 13 says, what's your favorite movie? Love your videos. I feel like it should be a space movie. Otherwise, he's going to get mad at me. Star Wars, Star Trek. Spaceballs, Interstellar. Spaceballs was good. Interstellar is pretty good. I like that movie. Emmett, what's your favorite movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
That's Emmett. Yeah, you've totally redeemed yourself.
Not fired today.
He's not been fired today. He just got like hired for the next at least month. You're good. Michael Peterson, on average, how many backpacking trips do you take per year? What are your favorite areas to explore? I think last year I counted 16 backpacking trips. Most of them were not local. They were all over the United States. And one of my favorite areas to explore would be anything alpine. Will you surprise Kyle at the northern terminus of the PCT? They're talking about Kyle hates hiking, I'm sure. Maybe with 3 Helinox Chair Zeros for you, him, and Flossie. That would actually be pretty cool. Kyle's a good dude, and so is Flossie. I have met them in person. They're cool people. And super proud of them for what they're doing. If you don't know them, go check out their channel. He's hiking the PCT right now. Super fun videos. Kevin Burrows, if you aren't trying to go ultralight, what do you find as the ideal weight or sweet spot? I think that totally depends on you, Kevin, what you're able to carry. My sweet spot for not going ultralight is probably like 15 pounds. If I'm trying to go ultralight, then I just take as little and lightweight as gear as humanly possible. Kristen Eisler Art Studio. That's a long YouTube name. It's a good one though, Kristen. I like it. Where did you go for your first backpacking trip, and how many miles did you hike in? It was locally here in Wisconsin. It was Kettle Moraine Southern Unit, and I hiked in maybe a mile. How often does your wool get holes in it? Willie, with innovations like I'm still laughing about the wool thing. With innovations like the Big Agnes 3-in-1 sleeping bag, I'm curious if you've ever tried layering in your sleep system 2-quilt method or quilt and sleeping bag. Yes, I have. It works. Works great. JJ Idaho, what's been your favorite or most memorable backpacking trip? Probably Beaten Path Trail in Montana. Epic, and I was with some of my best friends. Luis Contreras. Contreras? So, if I butcher your name, I apologize ahead of time. You should do a meet and greet and hike with Dan Becker. Funny you say that. I'm actually doing a meet and greet hike with Dan Becker in September, but it's closed. You can't sign up anymore out in Yellowstone. And I'm thinking about possibly doing sort of a meet and greet at some point, somewhere. Maybe Emmett would show up. Emmett is single, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Curious to know if you have a career job outside of YouTube, and if so, what do you do, or is making YouTube videos your full-time job? Love your videos. Autumn. I did when I first started. I had a business. I was an insurance agency owner, very small agency, but I did own an insurance agency. So yes, this is my full-time job, and it's also Emmett's full-time job, right, Emmett? Yeah. Fun fact: Emmett used to work at Target before this. Emmett, what do you like better, Target or working for me? Answer wisely.
Definitely you.
What is the most effective way to carry crunchy tacos while trying to pack ultralight? You have way more problems if you are trying to carry crunchy tacos. Chantal McFarland says, favorite brand of freeze-dried food? Pinnacle Foods for sure. Salty W1. He simply asks, kayak camping? I don't know if that's a question. Fisher asked, what's your opinion on thru hiking? I think it's awesome for people who love to do that sort of thing. I just don't have the time to do it. What exactly are the reasons from holding you back from going on a solo trip? I just would much rather go with people because I'm super social and I just like having fun with friends. Chuck Lemon says, what is the best backpacking taco? I think he should talk to that other guy. What's the strangest thing you have witnessed on a backpacking trip? Ever seen Bigfoot? Yes, I have. He's real. Haha. Ew, oh, I'm a troll. Pick me, pick me. You're so funny. I love your channel. And he also says, Dan, could you shout me out in your next video, please? Can you be like, oh, Jeremiah, what's up, dude? Oh, Jeremiah, what's up, dude?
What's up, Jeremiah?
What's up, Jeremiah? Veronica says, have you ever thought of hiking outside of America, Europe, Asia, or did you ever do that? No, I have not, and I would absolutely love to. As a matter of fact, Emmett and I are heading to Africa in November, so stay tuned for that. Great questions, everybody, especially Bobby, backpacker. Bobby, I appreciate you so much. I kind of wish you worked for me rather than Emmett. Strange. You actually remind me of Emmett. Anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe for more. Make sure you hit the bell notification so I can send you a video every time it's released. And I will see you on the next one, Q&A or regular video.